वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा. What a privilege and blessing to be addressing at the most prestigious platform and the most august audience. I'm Swarnalatha, Managing Trustee of Swarga Foundation. Yes, I broke all barriers of gender, age, parenting, infrastructure, and disability. But before I broke all these barriers, I had broken down from inside. One day, due to viral fever, I was neck down paralyzed suddenly, and I was diagnosed with a very severe type of neurological disorder called multiple sclerosis. And this disease makes the person affected completely disabled. From walking to vision to speech, everything gets affected, and we become absolutely helpless, hopeless, whatever you may call. And in this disease, the myelin on the nerve actually wears off. So the brain fails to send signals to the particular organ, and we are not able to perform that action. So this was my condition. And my first child was born before the disease, and the second child was born after the disease and disability. So I broke all the myths about disability, that even disabled women can have children, can become mothers. And continual hospital stays provided me with the luxury of a lot of time. So I utilize this time to learn a lot of languages. I can speak more than 10 languages, and I'm learning to write the 7th one, which is Malayalam. And I also learned very important languages, that of pain, that of suffering, that of silence. And I started getting along with patients and the family members, and I reconnected with the humans again and humanity. There was a time when people told me I can never become a good mother, but now my children call me the best mother in the world. My children are good at studies, extracurricular activities, and sports as well. My son is a state level swimmer, state level cyclist, state level karate champ, and district level shuttle badminton player. And daughter is a singer in the making right now. People said I can never be a good wife after I became disabled. Wedding was one of the most popular magazines in India, honored us with the most inspiring couple of the year this year. I was told I can't be useful again, but I've got more than 20 awards for the work I've been doing as a social activist to the organization we founded. I've never trained in singing, but I never thought I'll be giving stage appearances. But I've got an opportunity to sing at various platforms, and I've performed at the audio launch of the Tamil movie called Pokri Raja, and to an audience of about 15,000 people, and in front of the cast and crew of the movie. And I have recorded few songs. Last year, I was one of the finalists at Mrs. Coimbatore Beauty Pageant, and I also won the title Mrs. Confidence. This year, I am the first runner-up at the Mrs. India's Beauty Pageant South, which was held at Goa, and I also won the title Mrs. Popular. When I came back, everybody started asking, was it a beauty pageant for people on wheelchair or disabled? I said no, it was meant for normal people, anybody. So a lot of participants also raised their objection that we shouldn't allow her to participate. I only asked them, so if you want to judge me based on how I walk, you must actually keep a marathon to check out who walks faster, who walks longer. So then you must be giving the title to them, right? Not to the person who, any participant. So I broke all the barriers, all the myths about beauty. So I was the only one on the wheelchair, person with disability. I was the only one who had not even shaved her eyebrows, not even done one facial in her life. So I had broken every other myth about disability. And I'm right now 39 years old, and there's no stopping to learn anything. So I'm learning ukulele, and I'm learning keyboard with my children. I'm learning rifle shooting along with my husband. So they say, I mean, there are a lot of myths about disability that we cannot donate blood. So on this World Blood Donors Day, I and my husband set new goals for couples. We donated blood together. So Sujitra is a transgender, and I had appointed her as my assistant. So there was a lot of criticism from my friends and neighbors to be careful not to hire her and all that. But when I started working with her, I realized she's just like us. She's a human being as well. She worked for a brief while, but then she wanted, she quit for better prospects, and now she's working as RJ. And while I was in 10th standard, I could speak only 2 sentences in English. Like, my name is Swarnalatha, and I study in this school. So, and I was feeling very inferior because I was not good at any language. And I made up my mind, then I started improvising on my language, and today I have written a lot of short stories. I write for online forums, and few of my stories have been featured in books also, and I have won the first prize in a story writing competition as well. When I was young, I used to feel that I should also become an actress someday. So there is a short movie made on my life called Life Finds a Way, which was done almost 4 years back, and I've been featured in various videos. The most important one being the Election Commission of Tamil Nadu that was used for the election campaign, and all this wouldn't have been possible without this man. I could break all the barriers, I could break all the myths only because of his support. So I owe my life to him. Without him, I probably wouldn't have been alive today. And with all the love we had for each other, we wanted to do something for the society, something for the people like us, because my father-in-law also was diagnosed with Parkinson's and Alzheimer's the same year that I was diagnosed, in 2009. So being 9 years on the wheelchair, not just me, my father-in-law too was on wheelchair. So both of us, it was financially, mentally, emotionally draining for everybody at home. My children have seen only pain, only suffering in the house, So with all the experience that we had, we wanted to do something for the community. So we started Swarga Foundation to support those affected with neuromuscular disorders. We started counseling a lot of patients. We started reimbursing their hospital bills, medical expenses, providing them with wheelchairs, walkers, whatever the patient seeks. And we started giving motivational talks across India. We have done more than 250 talks in last 4 years. And we've done very interesting and creative projects like the calendar, which is called the AM Special Series, where we feature differently abled achievers from across India who have been projected as models. And for my own problems, we found solutions. Like if I have to travel somewhere, we don't have a transportation facility which can cater to our needs. I can't travel in train, I can't travel in bus, long distance I can't travel in car. Not just me, any person with disability, or if you have elderly parents at home, this is the standard problem everybody faces. So we came up with Sarathi, Tamil Nadu's first transport facility for disabled and senior citizens, which comes with a ramp, sofa, cum bed, toilet facility, wash basin, television, so that people like us can travel with dignity and comfort. And last year I went to invite police commissioner for one of our functions, and I was made to stand outside because there were 6 steps to the office, and I requested the police constables to lift my wheelchair. Everybody refused, so I was made to wait outside in the sun till the police commissioner came. Then I said, what I'm going through today, nobody else should go through. So we built the ramp, we built the toilet in the commissioner's office. We made them allocate a space for parking for disabled. So now you can see the commissioner himself is pushing me on the ramp there. So what a feeling of pride, right? So when somebody has thrown you out of their office and the same person comes to push me, so that is, I think, a nice way of taking revenge. What happens to these children with disabilities who never go to schools because schools are not accessible? After a while, children grow up and they can't be carried to the toilet anymore, so children drop out. So we came up with converting government schools into accessible ones by providing them a wheelchair-friendly toilet and ramps to the classrooms. So we have made 7 government schools in Coimbatore disable-friendly, and this year 12 children with disabilities have come back to school, and 2 teachers on wheelchair have also got benefited because of this project. And these schools are also centers for public examinations. So it helps a large population of people who seek this kind of facility. And all the projects that I'm talking about are all first in its way in whole of India actually. And we have constructed differently abled toilets on all platforms of Coimbatore railway station. I'm also a member of DRUCC. This is the Citizen Consultative Committee for the Railways Salem Division. So I'm also one of the members where we can influence the decision making of the Southern Railways Salem Division. So we've done a lot of awareness videos for various kinds of disabilities and disorders. So this is my strength, my husband and family. They've been there for me when I'm down, when I'm depressed, when I've given up on life, when I'm crying, when I'm feeling hopeless, when I'm feeling helpless. They've always been there. So this is my team at Swarga. I would especially mention Dinesh, Anand, Suraj and Delphi, along with my husband Guru Prasad, who have been my backbone. Without them, I wouldn't have done anything. Without them, I wouldn't have broken all the barriers. And my sisters, younger sisters, Shailaja and Sandhya, have always been there for me as a moral support. So was it all easy? Was it all as easy as just changing the slides in my life? Falls, failures, fevers, nothing stopped me from achieving what I wanted. I keep falling in the bathrooms, I keep falling in the bedroom. It's become a normal routine in my house, but only I think I have to be really careful not to break my head anywhere, not to break my legs. So that's going to be really difficult. So nothing stops me. Like I feel my ability or anybody's ability should be to accept the things the way they are, to accept your mistakes. And whenever you think you have done something wrong, apologize. Ask for forgiveness. And I think everybody should live their life to the fullest, because I realized life is so uncertain. Morning I was fine, by evening I was neck down paralyzed. And I became completely dependent on everybody, even to ask for a glass of water, to wear my own clothes, where people thought that I wouldn't make it again in my life. But I discovered there are 2 mantras in life. One is the power of meditation, and one is the power of gratitude. Be grateful for every small thing you have. Love people genuinely, respect people genuinely, appreciate them genuinely. Whatever you give, it comes back to you. If you give hatred, it comes back to you. If you give love, that comes back to you. So I end with a note that everybody is unique, everybody is special, everybody has the ability to break the barriers. When I have done it, what's stopping you? Thank you so much.